Hi, it's Mayor Walter Sendzik, and I want to welcome you to our home with Mayor Sendzik. And October has been an outstanding month as we've seen what's happening in our community in the province of Ontario and across Canada. There's a lot of challenges that communities are facing related to COVID-19, but I have to say that our community has risen to that challenge. The community has come together in so many different ways, and the traditions that we've come to understand as part of our life have changed in many different ways, from Easter and Thanksgiving to birthdays and anniversaries. The milestones that we've marked over the last 6-7 months have changed because of the pandemic that we're currently in. And on November 11th, it's going to be another community remembrance, but in a different way. So today I'm going to be talking with a member of the Royal Canadian Legion here in our community. And then after the break, I'll be talking to an organizer of a vendor's craft that talks about the importance of sort of bringing goods to the people in our community. It's all around moms. And so it's going to be an exciting show. It's going to be a show that we're going to be able to learn more about what's happening in our community. And I just want to start with introduction of someone I've come to know very well over the years. The Sergeant at Arms for the Branch 24 Royal Canadian Legion. That's the downtown branch. If I may say, it has the best fish fry. I'm probably going to get in trouble for that. But it has Friday fish fries. It is also the branch that organizes the Remembrance Day when it comes to the cenotaph on St. Paul Street. And it's the oldest cenotaph that we have here in our community. Anyone who has driven on St. Paul Street approaching the Burgoyne Bridge, you'd be very familiar with it. It's actually been in our community, I think, since the 1920s. It was erected after World War I, and it has become the place in which Remembrance Day takes place. And Ron, you've been a Sergeant at Arms for how many years now?
Off and on, with 3 very short breaks, about 15 years.
And so anyone who has attended the Remembrance Day, you'll know Ron. He's got the booming voice. He is the one who is directing all of, he's the conductor, if you will, of the Remembrance Day. And you'll hear Ron's booming voice, what's about to come up, and also being prepared for that gunshot that always, there's 2 cannons that go off.
Yeah.
But Ron, you've been involved with the Legion for a long time.
Yes, I became a member in 1982.
1982.
Yeah. In 1998, I was elected to committee. In 1999, I was elected president. I served in that capacity throughout what I call the bleak year. That was the year that we lost control of the building at 111 Church.
Right.
A horrific experience, to say the least. But we were fortunate that Goodwill purchased the building and gave us the canteen, so we were able to continue business as the Legion. Subsequently, of course, we've moved.
Right.
We're at 15 George Street now in the lower level, and we're renting from the Imperial Veterans Association. Thankfully, we were able to secure that location, and we're comfortable there.
Right. And it's your career, we worked for Canada Post.
I did, yes, for 30 years.
For 30 years, and then retired, and have been a part of the Legion, and really, ever since I've been mayor, you're the one that pick up the phone, talk about Remembrance Day, got to talk to Ron. Ron is the Remembrance Day. He's the one who organizes, Sergeant at Arms. And so this year, I got the call early from the Legion.
Yes.
And the call was, what are we going to do? And so, Remembrance Day is only a week or so away. And so what can the people expect this year?
Well, going to be totally different, that's for sure. This virus has really put the screws to everything. We're going to, where we normally would have started our service at City Hall,
Right.
placing wreaths at the scrolls that honor the war dead by Canada, the province, the city, and the branch, because our cenotaph now, thanks to you and City Council, stands in front of City Hall.
Yep.
So we're able to place our wreath there. And then we would parade from there to Memorial Park, where the actual service would take place with our padre, our president, in charge of the service. I'm kind of in the background, and I would announce the presentation of the wreaths. Except for, as you say, my booming voice to order people to do what and when.
Yes, you do.
The only thing I don't have control over is the firing of the guns, thankfully. They might hit Thorold. Actually, they're blank cartridges, and if they were full charges, Thorold would probably hear it.
That's good. So this year you're still going to have a core group of people who are involved in the ceremony at the Memorial Park at the Cenotaph.
Yes, with the restrictions set in place by the government, there will be 25 people by invitation only. And for the first time since 1926, when the Legion was formed, we have to ask the public to stay away. Please watch the event at home on Cogeco, or listen to it at 610 CKTB, or live streaming, and I don't recall.
Facebook,
it's on Facebook?
It'll be
Okay.
on Facebook live streaming.
Please abstain from attending the service. I thought I would never say such a thing, but we have to ask the public to stay away.
Right. And it's participate in a different way. And I'm hoping that this year, with the streaming and the live broadcast from Cogeco and 610, that people will be reminded to take the time in the day to pause, like all Canadians should.
Yes, sir. We're asking the public, certainly at 11 o'clock, the 11th day of the 11th month, to observe 2 minutes of silence.
Right.
Remember those that lost their lives, and so many of them were teenagers, young men and women in their 20s, doctors, nurses. Of course, we have to remember the civilians, animals that lost their lives during all these horrible conflicts.
And when it comes to the service itself, and there will still be laying of the wreaths,
Yes.
and there will still be the reading, all what people have come to appreciate when it comes to the ceremony, the in Flanders Fields, the recitals by the Padre. So what people can expect is tune in at 10:30, I think is the start
Yes,
time.
the ceremony starts at 10:30.
So it'll be at 10:30, and then there will be the prayers, there will be remarks, there will be the laying of the wreaths, which are all part of the remembrance for November 11th. And then there will be the 2 minutes of silence.
Yes, yes.
Now, will the band be there? Do you know?
We have not had formal conversations with them.
And I should just say
As
the
of
band,
this
the
date,
Lincoln Welland Regiment.
The
Band.
Lincoln and Welland Regimental Band. We're hoping to have 8 or 9 from their band with their bugler to announce last post in Ravalli, during which, of course, our flags are held and salutes are offered. They may play a hymn during the recitation of the wreaths that have previously been placed,
Right.
because we will not have anybody moving around during the ceremony.
Right.
And there won't be any singing this year either.
No, and that's, and again, it'll be a very somber, a very quiet, small, but people will be able to see it online and take part and be a part of it. Poppies. So I've got my poppy on.
Yes.
And will poppies be available at the traditional locations, as far as you know?
Yes, poppies will be available. We're not quite sure yet whether we're going to have taggers, because most of our volunteers are retired people, well beyond 55. Matter of fact, one of our taggers is a World War II veteran.
Yep.
And we're very reluctant to put our senior people out there in harm's way.
Right. So people can expect to see potentially the poppy donation box.
Yes.
And it could be anywhere from any of the retail outlets to the banks. But the traditional times where you'll see a veteran or a member of the Legion who's there probably not going to take place this year.
Probably won't, no.
Right. And so it's still an opportunity, and I'm asking the public whether it's at the convenience stores, the grocery stores, wherever you would traditionally see the box, I'm hoping that you'll see the box, get the poppy on, because all those funds go to help homeless veterans. They go to help provide food. They go to help to provide service for veterans, and that's Command has the opportunity to the disbursement, and the Legions themselves are able to give that money back into the community.
Yes, of course, our primary use of the poppy of the poppy funds, that is to provide veterans with the financial help that they might encounter.
Yeah.
We don't have as many requests since healthcare has come into effect,
Yeah.
whereas back before the 60s, there were a lot of requests for financial aid.
Right.
We don't see as many of those requests anymore, so the excess money is used to provide hospitals with required equipment,
Yeah.
things that a veteran may encounter during their stay in a hospital. For instance, the use of an air bed
Yes.
to make them comfortable during their hospital stay. We have purchased for a couple of the hospitals in St. Catharines with the funds to buy those things.
Yes.
And the hospitals have tagged those individual beds with a little brass plaque to say that it was donated through poppy funds from Branch 24.
And so that's good for the public to understand that when they make a donation for the poppies, it's in respect of the veterans and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. And at the same time, it's also allowing those funds to come back into the community to help veterans as well. And this year's, they've got the masks, they've got the Legion masks. And in order to get one of these, you have to know a Legion member or go to the Legion, and when they have their fish fries and other things, find a Legion member and put an order in. These are
Yes.
$10, and they're great masks. I got one myself, and it's another way that the funds raised from the masks go back to the Legion to help the Legions themselves as well provide the services for the members.
Yes, the money from the mask itself, the branches don't see any money unless they charge more.
Right.
We're not doing that, of course. This crisis, so we try to provide whatever we can for at the least expensive that we can sell them for.
Right.
So the money that, as you say, $10, that's if you purchase them at the Legion. If you order online individually, you're going to pay more.
Pay more,
Because
yeah.
there are shipping costs and whatever. So
Go to the Legion.
best to go to the Legion. And while you're there purchasing a mask, if you're not already a member, consider signing up.
And you don't have to be a member of the military to be a member of the Legion.
That's
There's different
true.
categories.
That's true. It's a misconception. Unfortunately, a lot of people is that you have to have served in the military, and or be a son or daughter of a ex-service member. That's not true. We have 3 categories: ordinary, which includes the military and ex-police force personnel; associate, which I used to be. It's the son, daughter, granddaughter, whatever, of an ex-service member; and or the fraternal, well, it used to be called fraternal, it's now, Graham, what do you call it now? I forget. Affiliate, which is anybody that doesn't have any military association whatsoever.
Right.
So we invite all Canadians of legal age to become a member, help us to continue Remembrance. That's our mandate.
Right. And I think that's important for the public. So if you're interested, we have Branch 24, we have Branch 138, which is Meriton, we have Branch 418, which is the Polish Legion, and we have Branch 138.
That's Meriton.
350
in Port Dalhousie.
350 in Port Dalhousie. So we have 4 legions here in St. Catharines, and so choose a legion, check out what they have to offer, and as Ron was saying, you don't have to have served in the military to be a member of the Legion, and your support goes to help provide the Legion with the opportunity for remembrance, but also it helps to support the veterans in our community. And so I want to thank Ron for being on the show, and thank you for your leadership at Branch 24. And at the same time, also encourage everyone to tune in to your home, your home TV, the 610, and also on Facebook. I'll be doing it live on my feed as well as the Standard will be doing it as well. So there's a lot of different places you'll be able to participate. It's important that you do so. November 11th, 10:30 it starts, and make sure you're tuning in. So Ron, thank you for what you're doing this year.
Thank you for the invitation, Mr. Mayor. I
And we'll see you
appreciate
at the
it.
next Fish Fry.
You betcha.
So coming up after the break, we're going to be talking about how to shop in a different way. We have Ashley from the Mom Market Collective to let us know how you can support local businesses and artisans here in Niagara. So stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. All right, welcome back. And just before the break, we had Ron Chassie talking about the upcoming Remembrance Day and how it's being done in a different way. And now joining me, we have Ashley from Mom Market Collective. Ashley Langohr is a lifelong resident of the City of St. Catharines, a graduate of Brock University, go Badgers go, and also a graduate of Governor Simple Redcoats, go Redcoats, I'm a Redcoat. So it's great to see Redcoats doing well. And she is one of the market directors within the Mom Market Collective for the Niagara Division. And it's, I wanted to bring you on the show. One is you've got a great Instagram sort of approach to what you do, and on Facebook, and also we're going to talk about the dynamics of retail and dynamics of the artisans and getting product to market for what is a lot of the entrepreneurs who are doing, smaller batch things. And what you've brought to the marketplace is something different. And as we are obviously struggling through, and when I say struggling, the challenges of the pandemic have changed the dynamics of retail and how people reach other people when it comes to retail. Tell us a bit about the Mom Market Collective. There's 13 divisions across the country.
Yes.
What is the mandate?
So we originated in Halton. We have our two founders that are from there, Jasmine and Amy. They started this 2 years ago, just these two amazing moms that started this, and they expanded to 13 divisions within this 2-year period all over Ontario. We're in Calgary, Halifax. It's been a lot of fun, and we're just a collective group of moms that want to support small shops, especially during a pandemic like right now. So that is our overall goal, is to help support and bring awareness to these small shops that have very limited options right now.
So when someone thinks about the Market Collective, what is it that you bring to creating that awareness? What does the organization do to create that awareness?
We try to give them, we have a platform. So our social media is a platform for them. So the goal is to not only help promote them when they're in an upcoming market on our social media platform. We were doing a lot of virtual markets leading up until we were able to get back in person, which had been great exposure for these small shops. A lot of them are just brand new. A lot of them are just moms that are on mat leave that are just kind of starting out their own little hobby that turns into something bigger. So our goal is just to help bring these new eyes to these amazing entrepreneurs.
So the virtual market, for some people who may not be familiar, they think market, I got to go down to the farmer's market and I walk amongst the produce and I pick up my stuff, my honey, my flowers, my produce. What is a virtual market, and how do you explain that to people?
So it was very new to us as well. It was something we just kind of threw together just to, get through the beginning of the pandemic. So we, on our social media platform, will promote these small shops. It's usually about a dozen to 2 dozen, and they will, they'll send us their 4 best product photos, and we'll place it up on our Instagram and Facebook pages, and all these shoppers will tune in to shop from these shops. And even if they didn't shop, they still they got amazing exposure. So we just kind of took it right to our Instagram and Facebook stories.
And so it's the stories, and is it a fixed period of time during the day that the market would be on? So, I'm getting home from work, or it's 7 o'clock at night, and you feature them at that point, or is it constantly revolving?
Absolutely. You could do it the 2 ways, but we did it the one way where it was like an 8 p.m. in the evening, and it would run for 24 hours. So it created some impulse for people to tune in for that 24 hours to see what was going on and who was being featured.
And so they would on Instagram, they would follow your feed, and then in the virtual space for that 24 hours, you would feature the dozen or so businesses. And are you featuring their product, or are you also featuring sort of who they are and what they do?
Yeah, absolutely. So leading up, we would feature that who they are, so shoppers could kind of see a bit of an insight of as to who they are. But in our stories for the actual market day, they would offer some sort of exclusive deal. So you would only be able to get that exclusive deal and that exclusive promo code by accessing this virtual market for that 24-hour period.
So how did you adjusted with COVID? What was the success like? What does success look like on the virtual market? Then we'll go to the in-person ones.
Sure, yeah, and it's funny, a lot of people are still more comfortable viewing a virtual market, and that is totally fair, which is why we're offering both platforms. Even some vendors are still a little hesitant to be out in person, and again, that's totally okay. We're trying to, get both of those comfort levels. So virtual is still very successful. I find that if it's not just about the sales aspect, it's about the exposure aspect as well.
And for people who, again, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, and do they make payment right on Facebook? If I see something I want to purchase, how do I go about purchasing that product?
Yeah, absolutely. So within our story, when the market is going on, there's a link that will take you directly to their specific Instagram page. And from there, either the small shop will have a website in their bio, or you'll just direct message them to purchase whatever you're looking to purchase. So super easy and fun.
So do you have a local success that you could talk about, like a local vendor that you went, this was, the response was amazing. Can you share a couple of success
For
stories?
virtual or for in-person?
We'll do one more virtual, and then we'll head over to the in-person.
Yes, we have a very fun story. We had, she's a wood decor vendor. Her name is Bree Rustic by Design. She had been in a couple of my virtual markets. And it's nice with Instagram, you can kind of see the statistics of how many people click on who, and she had an insane response. And that's why she continuously kept signing up. I mean, over 500 clicks to her page. So, and I mean, not all those translated to sales, but it was great exposure, and she did do very well. So the virtual world was definitely a great option for the time.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you're pivoting. It's November. You're heading into in-person. So I believe it's at the Penn Center?
Yes, we're at the Penn
So
Center.
you've got one in November and December. What are those going to look like?
Yes, so we're very excited to be able to have holiday markets. We're actually taking over the old Gary Waters in Penn Center. So it's a beautiful, elegant shopping experience that we get to have. So we'll host about 20 to 22 vendors within that space, and they're usually all of different categories. And they're going to bring the best of the best for the holiday season. They're going to have all your gift-giving items, stocking stuffers. So we're really excited to be in that space.
Now, how have you approached it from a public health perspective?
So the good thing is we are falling under what the mall jurisdictions are. So we do kind of have a bit of a safety net there, but all of our vendors wear masks at all times. They all have hand sanitizer at their table, and we only can limit a certain amount of shoppers in at one time. So there's a lot of distance between tables and shoppers, and they don't have to feel like they're coming into a crowded space. It's very well social distanced.
So it'd be safe for both the vendors, safe for the customers. In terms of success and featuring some local talent, tell us a bit about what we can expect local talent-wise to be at these.
Yeah, so being the mom market, we always have your staples. We're going to have your teething vendors and your mama shirts and crews and apparel. But then we also have stuff for the fur mamas out there as well. We have things for your Christmas ideas. So like I had mentioned, home decor. Honestly, we have such an array of small shops that we get to tackle. So it's not just for moms; it's for.
So I think that's the key, because there's going to be some dads and granddads that are watching, and there's an opportunity here. So from a male's perspective, this is an opportunity to go and buy gifts, but also get in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
And so as a male, what would I expect beyond the mom fur and the mom?
We've always got baked goods there. So.
Okay, so you got me at the baked goods. So you got artisan bakers? Absolutely.
We actually had one just at our past show, a Niagara cookie, and they did so well. They sold out within the first hour of the show.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are the dates in November?
So we're at the Penn Center November 21st and 22nd. It's a 2-day event.
And then December?
December 5th and December 12th and 13th.
So this is all for the holidays?
Yes.
So if you're looking for holiday ideas, gifts for under the tree, you want to be at the Penn Center.
You got it.
In the old Gary Waters location. And in terms of online, So tell us just quickly what your social media footprint is and how they can start tracking what you're doing.
Yeah, so follow along. We feature shops that are not only in our markets. We want to support as many small shops as we can. So follow along to see, what we have. We do giveaways all the time. We try to do as many local events as we can to support as many people as possible. But if you are a vendor and you want to look at opportunities, there's a link in our bio for you to take a look.
So what's your Insta tag?
So it's the Mom Market Co. _Niagara.
And then on Facebook?
The Mom Market Niagara.
So we got those two.
Yep.
And then you have a website?
Yep, themommarketco.com/Niagara.
Okay, so this is a way that the public can see, and really, I think the important part about this is supporting local business. And when you look at the market that we have today, when you look at the economy, we look at the impacts of the pandemic on local business, finding as many different channels to support local retailers is an important part of continuing to strengthen our economy and build that sustainability in there. And
Absolutely.
I just have to say that you've brought a wonderful idea to life here in Niagara. You've done it in a very unique way, harnessing the power of social media and then bringing in-person vendor markets to the Penn Center. So Ashley, I got to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this. And for everybody at home, it's important that we support small business. They're the backbone of our economy. The entrepreneurs who are creating the jobs, that are developing the opportunities for people to learn new things, explore new things, and the market, the mom's market, is one way of doing it. So for this holiday season, I'm looking to challenge. The challenge is support local retailers. Check out the retailers in downtown. Check out the retailers in Port Dalhousie, in Meriton, in Western Hill, all across the community. And also the retailers that we have in our malls, at the Penn Center, at the Fairview Mall. We've got a lot of folks who have been challenged because of the pandemic. And seeking out the opportunity that, Ashley, you've provided will just be another way that we can help support those in our community in the retail sector. So with that, I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you've learned, and I hope you're going to tune in to the Remembrance Day ceremony that's taking place on November 11th. Check out here on your TV Niagara here, as well as 610. And when it comes to the market, head out to the Penn Center and check out the Mom's Market. You won't be disappointed. So until December, because I don't think I'll be back on until late November, I hope you have a wonderful November, and I hope the weather continues to be of the kind of weather that gets you outside, because during the pandemic, it's also key to maintain that opportunity to get out into the physical environment. So hope to see you out and about. Hope to see you at the Mom's Market, and until next time, take care.